Today it's time for another video with Bolin Racing in Danderyd, and today we're going to talk a little bit about our plans for the GR Yaris and the plan to rebuild it to a European GRMN. And today we're standing at a really beautiful location here in Danderyd, Sweden, right outside Stockholm. We're at Cedergrenska tornet, built in the end of the 19th century by the hunting master Cedergren. Took 10 years to construct the exterior of this tower, and then he sadly passed away. And it wasn't until the mid-90s that the interior was completed. It's a beautiful building, and today it's a conference center. They have Christmas parties here, you can have weddings here. I've been there several times on nice occasions. It offers a great view towards Stocksund, which is one of the inlets into the Stockholm harbor. But we're not here to talk about buildings of cultural significance. We're here to talk about the GR Yaris, and here it is, and our plans to rebuild it to a European GRMN. Now, I had a lot of fun with this car, driving it on track this season, and of course we have some upgrades to it already, and you've seen it on my earlier videos, and you can go back and have a look. But when I bought this some 2 years ago, I had some grand plans for it. Now, I've already have a Gen 2 GR Yaris Kalle Rovanperä edition on order. So basically I was sitting down and I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to have 2 GR Yarises? I mean, that's really taking the plunge. So basically I was thinking about maybe selling this car. So I got an offer from Toyota. But at the same time, I was kind of thinking maybe I should take the plunge and do it even more track focused, you know, and really develop it, you know, to its absolute maximum. Now, I've known about the GRMN version of the Gen 1 GR Yaris for a while. It's a car that was released in 2022 in Japan. So it was a specific Japanese vehicle. They released 500 limited edition of that, and through a lottery system you could get one. You could get the offer to buy one. They sold out immediately. What I didn't know at the time, but what I found out some months ago, was that the GRMN specific parts were actually offered to the Japanese public. So at the same time that they were selling these cars, they said like, yeah, but okay, we only have 500 of them, but if you want to take your old GR Yaris and rebuild it, we're going to give you the opportunity to do so. So they offered a wide range of GRMN specific parts. Now, I watched a YouTube clip where a Japanese guy went on a launch event of these parts, and he asked the Toyota representative specifically, so where they're going to be sold, these parts, are they going to be sold in other parts of the world? And he said no, it's for the Japanese markets, just like the GRMN. But he also added that, you know, some person somewhere could actually import the parts. I mean, you could buy them in Japan and export them from Japan into your own region, which adds a little bit of cost. And I found out about this, so I started doing some research. You know, where can I find these parts? And I found a good reseller in Japan. EasyCars is the name of the reseller. And I watched on their website, and they had a lot of all of these GRMN parts. So what did I do? I contacted my tuning firm, GRMN Racing in Södertälje, and told them, because they're really good to get parts and they got contacts all over the world, and I told them, can you see if you can get all these parts? Okay, which parts do you want? And basically, you know, if you do this, you do it to 100%. That's the type of guy I am. I mean, I'm an all or nothing. Either I sell it and I forget about it, or I do it to 100%. So I said, we're going to get them all, basically, everything that's relevant, even some interior details that is a little bit overkill. But if you're building the European GRMN, let's do it. So they came back with an offer to me. This is what it is, this is what it costs. Yeah, it was a nice sum of it wasn't too cheap. They were a little bit flabbergasted themselves of the price, but when you freight you have all the freight costs, you have all the VAT costs, you have a lot of cost added to the whole equation. So basically I was sitting with the offering from them, I was sitting with the offering from Toyota, because I was thinking about selling the car. And it's like, the most reasonable thing to do is basically to sell the car, get the cash flow, use that to buy the Calderon per edition. But I said, like, what the heck, let's take the plunge. So I basically put the offering of sell the car into the shredder, and yeah, I paid the offer from GRMN Racing, and here we are. The car, the parts have actually arrived in Södertälje, where GRMN Racing is situated. So I'm gonna go there today and have a look at them. This is gonna be some kind of unboxing event. But I thought, before we jump into the car and drive to Södertälje, I thought we could go through what we're actually gonna do, because there's a lot of changes that's gonna be made to this car. Let's begin with the exterior. Firstly, if you look at the front, it's gonna be a carbon fiber hood here with ventilation on top here to vent hot air from the engine compartment, from the engine bay. So it's gonna be like a full carbon fiber hood here. If you look at the wheels and the shock absorbers, it's gonna be like a circuit pack for like a GRMN shock absorber circuit pack for this car. So it's going to be new shock absorbers. I think they were co-developed with Bilstein, with racing drivers. So basically we're going to lower the car 10 to 20 millimeters. It's going to be stiffer, it's going to have more rigidity, because if you drive this on a track where it's a little bit soft, feels like you're leaning in the corners. I mean, it's still a great feeling, but it's going to be stiffer. So we're going to add that. Of course, something that adds tremendously to the overall feeling of the car is a carbon fiber wing. So we ordered that as well. So it's going to be a carbon fiber wing. You're going to have carbon fiber all the way. I mean, this is already carbon fiber. And of course, if you look at the roof line of the GR Yaris, it really slopes towards the end. And you could argue that it slopes towards the ground, but it's not. It slopes towards something here. And of course, this car was made for rally. It was made to, the air is flowing towards a wing here. So you need a wing to complete the picture. And I've been talking about wings all the time since I bought this car. Yeah, that's it from the inside, or for the outside. Let's have a look at the inside. Of course, the GRMN is a two-seater, it's not a four-seater. So you can buy an OEM rear seat delete kit. So these seats are going out and you get a nice carpet instead. That also, in the GRMN, you have a body rear tower reinforcement brace. So it's a brace that goes from right to left, left to right, across the whole car. And it adds rigidity to the entire car. Of course, if you want to change the seats to bucket seats, rear bucket seats, like you have in the GRMN as well, you need something to attach the racing harnesses. So this is going. If you look at the inside, the GRMN in Japan has rear seats specifically constructed for the GRMN. Now, can you order those? Yes, you can order one of them. You can order the right seat, not the left seat. And the reason for that is that this car is registered as a four-seater. And if you add like bucket seats and you have an accident and you have passengers in the back seat, they can't get out, because you need to be able to do like this. You need to be able to fold the seat and get them out fast. So you're not able to order more than the right seat. And of course you can order right seat and you can have a passenger sit like a king and you sit in the original seat, but that would just look stupid. Yes. So Toyota, if you're watching this video, send a couple of seats to me, please. And I mean, I will register the car as a two-seater if I have to. Anyway, we gonna change the seats to recar seats, but they're gonna be black, they're not gonna be original. Also, let's go to the other side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change the steering wheel. So this is gonna be a recar or Alcantara, an Alcantara steering wheel with an indexation here. So it adds to the racing feeling. It's gonna be a new shift knob in Alcantara, GRMN specification. And I mean, we talked about this. This is completely unnecessary. We're going to change the handbrake handle as well, and it's going to be Alcantara. It's like, why? But we're going to do this all the way, so why not? There's going to be some other changes as well to the interior. We're going to have like a half cage behind the seats, because if you change to recar seats, you're really stuck. You're bolted in. I mean, and if you crash on your roof, you need something to take the hit. It's not going to be your neck and your head. So it's going to be that. There's going to be changes to the wheels as well, because we're gonna increase the dimension, the width of the tires from 225 to 255. From 225, which is your original, to 255 to get better grip. But that's not going to be OEM, of course. So I don't know, we're going to get back to some other changes. I hope that we can create a really nice racing car for the next track season. The engine, of course, it already produces 26 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque. We will do anything to that, I don't know, but that's a later video, you know, if we can talk about that, and we're probably going to talk about that in the spring. So now we've gone through it, all the parts, what we're going to do. There's some small bits and pieces as well to it. It's a whole bunch of parts that's sitting down at GRMN Racing in Södertälje. But without further ado, I think let's jump into the car and, you know, let's go and have a look. I'll see you in a bit and see if we can get a look at this fantastic pieces of equipment that we're going to bolt onto the car. So let's go then. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do a launch control today.